I got all the time in the world to write, but ask for a minute by yourself to do it in. Well, somehow I got 5 minutes before heading back to the salt mines. Oh, one bit of good news. Doreen's out and working in a hospital, the children's ward. I reckon it'll be the making of her. Lord knows someone from this dump's got to make good. I don't know, Ken. Seems we're getting them younger in here all the time.
Okay, what's wrong, honey?
Oh, I just expect someone to start shooting at me again.
Listen, your trial's over. No one's going to try and get at you anymore.
But that didn't stop them getting at Joe.
Well, he could have done that himself, couldn't he? Now, you stop worrying. I'm going to look after you, okay?
You can't keep your hands to yourself, can you, Bryant? Why don't you save that perverted behaviour for your cell where no one else can see it?
The only one perverted around here is him, I can tell you that.
Dad!
Oh, hello. Stay where you are, Morris. You'll have to check in at reception first, Mr. Morris.
All right, you are.
He looks a nice guy.
Yeah, he is.
You know, I'll lay you 10 to 1 it was either Fletcher or Old Vinegar.
But why would he believe them and not me?
Well, because things can get pretty screwed up when you're talking through bars, love. So next time, don't go rushing off without giving things a good airing, okay? And don't let them get to you, because that's just what they want.
Spreading yourself around the other ladies now, Morris.
You know, I've got a theory might interest you, Vera.
I'm not interested. What are you doing here anyway, Morris? Have you decided you want to work in the laundry? To be near your friends, I suppose.
You know, I reckon it's the ones with the one-track mind that have got the problem, because I think they're frightened they're a bit that way themselves. What's the matter, Vera? Had trouble getting a good bloke recently?
You've got a disgusting mind, Smith.
That was yours I was talking about.
Now get back to work, all of you, before I put you on report. What are you standing around for? You wanted to be back with the pack, didn't you?
What are you doing here?
I wanted to take my mind off things.
Oh, yeah, I heard about your kid. How is she?
They're going to keep her there for a while till her lungs clear up. By the way, Doreen sends her love.
Oh, you've seen her. How is she? What's she doing?
Oh, Bea, she'll be lucky to hang on to that job after what Vera did.
What do you mean?
She only blabbed in front of the nurses that Dor's been inside, and they weren't supposed to know.
That bitch.
Still, Davo gave her a really good bawling out. Said if she didn't change her attitude even towards us, she'd be in for the chop.
If anything happens to Doreen, Davo's going to have to stand in line for Vera. I don't know. You reckon she's going to have to change her attitude even to us? Now that's what I call very interesting.
Oh, thanks for coming in, Vera. Hope I didn't ruin your night, but Jim thought you wouldn't mind.
Typical. It's always left to us. When there's a problem, you never see the governor or the deputy governor helping, but they're always the first to criticize.
Yeah, up the workers.
Quite right.
Vera, don't forget your keys.
Oh, yes.
Is something worrying you?
I'm just a bit tired.
Oh, well, it's an easy shift. Oh, you rotten.
Rotten mongrel of a hand.
You're losing your touch, Lizzie.
Oh, how are you supposed to think straight knowing what old Bennett did to poor little Dor?
Now, I've been thinking about what Davo said. If we could just prove that Vera should crawl back under a rock, maybe we could get rid of
We
it.
tried straightening her out before, but it's like moving a mountain with a shovel.
Yeah, see, she never shows her real self in front of the other screws. She's too clever for that.
Uh-oh. There goes the neighbourhood.
This is a little present for your friend.
Well, I wouldn't be making it for my enemy, would I? Unless you want to wear it over your head.
Where is she, by the way? Don't tell me you've had a little lover's quarrel.
You're sick, you know that.
You should keep your eye on her. She could start to look further afield.
Lay off me, Miss
Jude. I'll say whatever I like to you, Bryant. I can say whatever I like to all of you. And there's nothing you can do about it. Because when I'm on duty, I'll run this prison the way it should be run.
Strength. She's smoking a fag.
What are you all staring at? Oh, yes. I know how much you all hate me. But that's what I want. I wouldn't want scum like you to like me. And for your information, the feeling is mutual. You're inside because you're criminals.
Yeah, this is a concentration camp, not a holiday camp. Isn't that the way it goes, Vera?
You think this world owes you a living. Your friend Burns thinks like that, too. But she'll find out. She'll be back inside. She thinks she's so important. She wouldn't know what it was like to be good at a job.
And I bet you made sure of that.
This place is a pigsty. I want it clean. Bryant? Latham? Come with me.
Oh, what's happened to old Bennett? She's gone round the bend.
I didn't know better. You're an expert, Lizzie. If you get a chance, see if you can get close to her, will you?
Here you go, Miss Bennett.
Oh, thank you, Birdsworth.
You wouldn't have one of them to spare for me, would you?
No, I wouldn't. Now get back to work.
Oh, I could let her breathe on me forever.
Well, what do you know? So she is drunk.
Yeah, and it's not any of your cheap plums neither.
Well, I don't believe it.
Let's see how accomplished she really is. We'll test the oral reflexes. Get over there.
Are you blind? Do it again before I put you on report. What are you all doing?
Sorry, Miss Bennett.
Well, just get on with it.
You reckon she'd notice she lost something?
I think it'd take a while.
Latham, will you pick that up?
Get some fresh water, Miss Bennett.
Hurry up, the bell's about to go.
Look what you've done, clumsy idiot. Oh, we'll just wipe you off in 2 seconds, Miss Bennett. Sorry.
What you've done, you did this on purpose.
Didn't mean anything, Miss Bennett.
You'll pay for this. Now clean up the mess.
Yes, Miss Bennett.
Fan-bloody-tastic.
Oh, come off it, Bea. No way.
Look, they are not going to go lifting up babies and chickens for keys. Vera probably won't even remember who was in here anyway.
Well, it's an hell of a risk to take, and I know who's taking it. Me. I'm not putting my neck on the block.
The only one who's going to get their neck chopped is Vera, but the timing has to be just right.
So what do I do?
You wait until all good children are asleep. We've got to play this so Vera's the only one who knows that the keys are missing. And then it'll be too late. For her.
Good grief, what happened to you?
I had some of the women do a little cleaning job for me. For insolence. They must have done this deliberately. But they'll pay for it.
Oh, well, look, I was just about to lock them up, but I'll get Sandy to give me a hand if you like.
I don't care what you do. Just get them out of my sight.
the next, she's snapping your head off again. I don't know. She's nothing but a pain in the...
They must have nabbed her. Shh.
Bea!
Oh, you little ripper.
Look, do I have to come with you?
Yes, to lock us back in. These things don't lock from the inside,
If
you know.
I get caught, they're going to give me more time.
Look, it's 45 minutes before they do the next round. You'll be back in plenty of time.
Look, how am I going to lock maternity when I don't have the keys with
They
me?
won't be able to pin a thing on you. Is that the one?
Yeah.
Maternity's got the slackest security. They just think they forgot to lock it.
Oh, yeah, after Vera's dobbed me in, yeah.
No way. When we finish with Vera, her word won't be worth a thing.
Oh, shh! Oh, God. She must have noticed they've gone.
Yeah, but she obviously hasn't reported it. Otherwise, it would have been hell to pay.
Yeah, if she did, she'd have to confess that she was boozed on the job. I think she'll try and find them herself first.
Okay.
If I know old Bennett.
Right. Let's go. We've got 5 minutes. Lizzie, don't foul it up.
You can't trust her with a thing like that.
I got plenty of willpower.
Yeah, maybe you better go with her. Come on. Lizzie, remember, you've got the most important job, so do it right.
I won't let you down, Bea.
Hello? Vera?
Meg, I've lost my keys.
You've what? Well, why ring me? You know the procedure.
Look, I can't remember what happened. I've looked everywhere. I can't find them.
What's the matter with you? Vera?
I had a couple of drinks. I didn't know they were going to ask me to come back to work. Oh, I could lose my job for this.
You listen to me. You've got to tell the other officers at once. If one of those inmates has the keys, you're in worse trouble. Look, I'll come over and help you search for them, all right? But tell the other officers at once.
Hurry, Meg.
Oh, shut up or I'll break your neck.
Like you to be so careless, Vera.
Yeah, the governor's not going to be pleased.
If you let me go now, I won't say a word.
Hadn't you noticed? We're calling the shots.
Yeah, we're going to teach you a lesson. You're not
No.
going to forget.
No.
We don't like what you've done to Doreen, Vera.
Yeah, and we don't like the way you've been treating Tracy either.
We don't like your full stop. Here, Bea. I haven't spilled a drop.
Oh, we're going to have a little party, Vera. And you are going to be the guest of honour.
I wish somebody would make me the guest of honour.
I wonder what the governor's going to say, eh, when she finds you boozed on the job. Probably give her the sack straight away.
Oh, what a pity. Now, come on, open wide, Vera. You might as well enjoy this. So remember a thing when it's finished. Come on, Vera.
You'd think Davo would lock stuff like this away. I mean, you never know who's gonna nick it.
It's tough when you can't even trust your own staff, isn't it? Now, I wonder what that's for.
Hi, you two. And that's the one I will.
Vera? Vera, can you hear me? Now, come on. Come along. I want you to drink this.
No. Come on.
We've done a head count. No one's missing. Found these in the corridor? Oh. She told you what happened?
No, but I can guess.
Meg, it'll have to be reported.
I know.
Before I had a chance to report them missing, I was attacked. Well, they must have stolen them or found them.
Stolen. And you hadn't noticed.
I was tired. Well, I wasn't even supposed to be on duty. I was helping out.
Miss Bennett, you were attacked at about 8 o'clock. The prisoners had been in their cells since 6:30. According to Mrs. Jackson, You didn't report the keys stolen or missing until just prior to that attack. Now, whoever had the keys had them for at least an hour and a half. And you didn't realize they were missing?
No, I tried to find them myself first.
Why on earth didn't you report it immediately? The women could have escaped, rioted, injured someone, and yet you had to find them for yourself.
They should be punished for what they did to me.
I have no intention of punishing the women for an officer's dangerous mistake, Miss Bennett. I want an explanation as to why those keys were missing or stolen.
I don't have an excuse, Mrs. Davidson. I think the only thing I can do is resign.
Very well, Miss Bennett. I shall expect your resignation in writing.
I don't see what difference it makes, Jude, whether people think you're on with Trace or not.
Look, it makes no difference to me, but it matters a lot to Tracy.
Well, it's nobody else's business anyway.
B, for crying out loud, I've just told you there's nothing between us. Now, why would I lie to you?
Well, don't get yourself in a twist. If you're not, you're not. And I can't see what all the fuss is about.
Can't you understand? Tracy is straight. She can't cope with anything else. And she's a nice kid. I don't want her hurt.
I still think you're worrying too much. I mean, there's bound to be a certain amount of flack about anyone you share a cell with.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I might even have to ask to be put in a cell by myself.
You sure you feel up to working? Honest, Mrs. Jackson, I think it's better. I just don't want to be on my own.
God, Chrissy, what's up, love?
Oh, perhaps you ought to go back to your cell and lie down.
What's the matter, Chrissy? Elizabeth really sick? Mrs. Jackson?
Elizabeth's been taken from the hospital.
What do you mean taken? Who took her?
She's been kidnapped. That's what she means.
Oh, don't worry, Mrs. Jackson. We'll take care of her.
Oh, don't worry, love. The cops will find her. They're very good at that. That's why all of us are still in here.
Hello, Sarah.
Don't you think you should call me Jackie? That is my real name. Don't look so unhappy. I'm all right, you know.
The surroundings don't suit you.
Well, I must admit I wouldn't have designed it quite like this. Look, Jim, I don't want you to think I hold you responsible for my being here. In a way, it's almost a relief. Once I finish my sentence, I'll be able to start fresh.
Yes, I suppose it's for the best. It's just that, well, we were just starting to get to know each other, and, well, I was hoping that...
I know. I wish things could have been different for us.
Well, maybe we can make them different. Maybe we can start again when all this is over.
Oh, I don't know, Jim. You know the law. We'll be barred from seeing each other even after I'm released.
Yes, we'll worry about that when the time comes, eh? Come on, I'll take you to the laundry. Introduce you to some of the women. Ladies, I'd like you all to meet Sarah, to meet Jackie Nolan.
Hello, love. What are you in for?
Let's start to call you something else, didn't you, Jackie?
Yes, Sarah Forrest. That's the name I used on the outside.
Hey, wait a minute. Nolan. Nolan, you're not the one that was involved in that escape from Barnhurst a few years ago, are you? The one that wasn't caught?
Well, not until now, anyway.
Well, what do you know? Anyone can stay out on the loose that long and not get caught deserves a medal. I'm B. Smith. Come meet the others. This is Lizzie Birdsworth.
G'day.
Your mouth's open, Lizzie.
Where'd you hide all that time?
Listen, we'll discuss that later and have a tea party. This is Chrissy Latham. She's a bit low at the moment. Her kid was sent to hospital sick and got snatched.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thanks.
And over here we have Judy Bryant. She's the lady to like if you like ladies. And then we have Robin and Bev and Rita. But tell me, I'm dying of curiosity. Where have you been all these years?
Well, pretty close by. I changed my name and a friend gave me a job in his interior design shop. It was going really well, too.
So how come you're in here?
You wouldn't believe it. Your governor, Mrs. Davidson, came in to inquire about having some work done. She recognised me.
Don't tell me Davo dobbed you in.
Well, she didn't really have much choice, did she?
Strike alike, how bloody ridiculous. They're always screaming about rehabilitation, and there you are, as clean as a whistle, with a decent job, and what the hell do they do?
Accident's old Davo coming into the shop, wasn't it? Not a very pleasant one, though.
Well, it wasn't really. Jim Fletcher recommended us to her.
How come?
Well, Jim and I had been seeing a bit of each other. We met at a party. The only trouble was, when we met, I didn't know he was a screw, and he certainly didn't know who I was.
Oh, that must have been a bit of a shock.
Yes, you could say that.
Must have given him a turn when he found you in here.
Well, not really. Actually, he advised me to turn myself in.
Oh, all men are bastards.
I don't think he's a bastard. Actually, I'm rather fond of him.
Fond of him? How can you be fond of him when he dobbed you in?
I wouldn't touch a bloke like that with a barge pole.
Now, look, it had nothing to do with him. Erica Davidson recognised me. All Jim did was advise me to turn myself in instead of waiting for the police to come and pick me up. He let me make up my own mind. I'm grateful to him.
There's a visitor for you, Nolan. Mrs. Jackson's taking him to the interview room.
Thank you, Mr. Fletcher.
Well, now there's a turn up for the books.
That one will be right over the top.
You know one pay attention.
Forget it.
Who's now there, aren't
Hi, honey.
Hi, Jude.
How you feeling?
Not bad.
What's with those two?
Well, the rumour is they're on together. Mind you, they're denying it.
Well, the prison certainly hasn't changed much. The Dykes still manage to latch on to the young, pretty ones. No, that one doesn't seem to be objecting too much.
She thinks I'm a lesbian too.
Now, what'd you do that for?
Because they give me the creeps, that's why. I can't stand them anywhere near me.
You've been inside before. You know those sort of things happen to everyone. All kinds of people. It's no big deal. We're not hurting anyone, least of all you.
I just don't like them, that's all.
Well, then keep it to yourself. Tracy's a decent kid and I won't have anyone hassling her, not even you, understood?
Okay. As long as they keep away from me.
Well, good. Then we should get along just fine.
Are there any new leads on the cases yet?
We are following every possible clue. We do know what sort of person is likely to have taken the child. Someone insecure and unstable. In most cases of this kind, we found that the kidnapper is someone who has recently lost a child.
Does this mean that the child is likely to be treated well?
Well, that would depend on just how unstable the kidnapper is.
Is there any way in which our viewing public can help?
Well, if the person or persons who have taken Elizabeth Latham are listening to me now, the child is sick. I repeat, the Latham baby is in urgent need of medical attention. Will you please take the baby to the nearest hospital?
Oh, my God. She's going to die. I know she's going to die.
Come on.
It's her birthday. Well, don't they know that? Why don't they tell them, Mr. Fletcher? Tell them it's her birthday, and then they might bring her back to me.
Come on, Latham. They always make it sound worse than it is. Now, come on, back to your cell. I'll get you something to help you make you sleep from the dispensary. Now, come on. Give me a hand.
Doreen's pretty unstable at the moment, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, Dor, really. You don't mean you think that she could... Oh, B, what a dreadful thing to say.
Yeah, I suppose it is.
Dor has just lost that baby.
Hello, Jackie.
Morning.
Wait a minute.
What do you want?
Well, you've just come in and, well, everyone needs friends. And I thought if we got to know each other better, well, just friends, I mean. Well, you must be lonely. I was when I first came in. I still am, I guess. Jackie?
Get your hands off me. Don't you ever touch me again. You people make my skin crawl.
Hey, what's going on here?
You better keep an eye on your little girlfriend. She was making a play for me.
Now, you listen to me, sweetheart. You just leave her alone, got it?
I wouldn't worry about her if I were you. I'm sure she's perfectly safe with a big, strong friend like you to protect her.
Bitch! You want your face open up and I'll do it for you.
Just cut that out, Brian. You all right?
Oh, terrific.
Go on, get to the laundry. All of you.
Come on.
You better go and get yourself together. Your father's here to see you, Morris, and be quick about it.
You know, if you keep this up, you're going to make yourself pretty unpopular. What is this big thing about lesbians?
You know that wonderful escape you thought was so great?
What about it?
It was stupid. I was eligible for parole in another couple of months.
So why didn't you wait?
Because a big dyke warder took a fancy to me, that's why. But I wouldn't be in it. So she started putting me on report. She made up all kinds of things. I was up before the governor 2 or 3 times a week. I never would have got my parole that way. So I gave in to her.
Well, couldn't you have hung out until your parole?
There wouldn't have been a parole. The lady decided she liked having me round. So she kept on falsifying reports to make sure I stayed in. Escape was the only way left.
Excuse me, I couldn't help overhearing what you were saying. I think that's really rotten. But we're not all like that, you know? Just like heterosexual people aren't all the same. Sure, I'm a lesbian, I never deny that, but Tracy isn't. Really isn't. She's just a kid, and she's scared. And these rumors about her are making her very unhappy.
Now, come on. What do you say?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just lost my head. When she touched me, I thought, oh, hell, I didn't think. I just reacted. You know, if she really is your friend, maybe you should stay away from her. I mean, most people will think birds of a feather, you know.
All right, ladies, let's see some work being done around here, please. Oh, by the way, Chrissy Latham won't be working with you today.
Is she all right, Mrs. Jackson?
Well, I don't think she really will be until they find the baby. She's in the hospital at the moment. They're keeping her under sedation.
Mrs. Jackson, can I see the governor?
I suppose so. What's it about?
I just want to have a chat with Mrs. Davidson.
All right, I'll see if I can arrange it. In the meantime, could we have some work, please?
Yes, what's the trouble?
Could I speak to you alone, Mrs. Davidson?
Thank you, Miss Watson. Now, what is it?
The girls and I are a bit worried about Chrissy's baby.
Yes, I know.
Look, don't get me wrong, but, well, after hearing that detective bloke on telly, well, I'm a bit worried about Doreen. She has just lost the baby and everything.
Yes, the same thing crossed my mind, but there's no need to worry. I checked with the hospital, and apparently the police questioned her and are quite satisfied she had nothing to do with it.
Oh, thank God for that. I'd be terrible if she got in trouble now with having a good job and everything.
Well, according to the hospital, she won't have that good job for much longer if she continues to take sick leave without permission.
Do you think you could go and see her, Mrs. Davidson, and talk to her, tell her how silly she's being? Oh, I know it's not your job, but, well, I haven't got a social worker we can ask.
As a matter of fact, that's exactly what I plan to do.
Thanks, Mrs. Davidson. It's funny how we see eye to eye every now and then, isn't it?
All I know is that when I took me trolley back to the kitchen, Bev said that Chrissy had gone to hospital. That must mean the cops have found little Elizabeth.
Well, I wonder who took her. Well, what does it matter? The most important thing is that the baby's back.
Yeah. Poor little mite. I hope she's all right. Them bloody rotten mongrels that molest little kids.
Morris will be working in the laundry from now on. Find us something to do, will you, Smith?
Yeah, OK. You can give Mouse a hand with those sheets, Tracy.
OK. How come you're here? I've got to work somewhere. They're short-handed in the kitchen. Funny Fletch didn't send you there.
He was going to, but I asked to work in the laundry.
Oh, wonder why.
I wanted to work with my friends, Bea and Lizzie.
And Judy?
Shut up, Mouse.
Oh, don't say that. I was just going to suggest I change places with Judy. You get nice and close folding sheets.
Lay off, Mouse.
But I suppose you can wait till smoke, eh? There's a nice warm little corner over there by the dryers. Just the place for a kiss and a cuddle.
I said lay off. One more word out of you about Judy and Tracy.
What are you getting so hot under the collar for?
Get her, Bea! Oh, shut up. And that goes for the rest of you, too.
OK. Funny, isn't it? Wonder why Bea's getting so touchy about Lizzo's.
I want to ask to be moved out of the laundry.
Really? May I ask why?
Well, I thought you would have guessed. Tracy Morris.
I'm a prison officer, not a social worker. I'm not going to rearrange things to suit your social life.
Look, I thought I got through to you. You know why I wanted Tracy moved out of my cell, and then you go and detail her to the laundry.
Get your facts straight. Morris made the request herself.
Oh.
Besides, being on the same work detail's not as bad as sharing a cell.
I wonder what got into her. Anyway, that doesn't matter. I still want her out of the laundry.
Look, it's not up to the inmates to decide where they'll go and what they'll do. Now, get it straight. Do as you're told.
Okay. But she's being hassled by those women. There's no point in me adding fuel to the fire. Look, it's for her sake.
Well, would the workshop suit you?
Yeah. Anywhere but the laundry's fine.
Good. I'm glad somebody's happy.
Thanks, Mr. Fletcher. I really appreciate it.
Well, look what the cat dragged in.
Oh!
Nice to have you back, love.
How come they put you back with us?
Oh, Wiseman reckoned it was the best place for me.
Good thing, too, because Bea was going to raise the roof tomorrow if you wasn't out of isolation.
You're not mad at me for doing it, are you?
I'm not happy with you, but I know you're only trying to do the right thing.
I didn't mean to hurt her,
Yeah,
honest.
I know. Well, let's not talk about it.
What about the others? They're going to be after me, Bea.
Oh, they'll have to reckon with me if they try.
Oh, now, come off it, Lizzie. No one's going to have a go at Doreen, not while I'm around.
Thanks, Bea.
Don't thank me, love. Come on, it's time for bed. We'll talk about it in the morning.
Don't you worry about a thing, love. You'll be safe with us.
Come on, Tracy, pull the other one.
It's true.
Well, what'd you have to go and talk to in private then for?
Because I didn't want you to think I was dumb or anything.
You know, we could always ask Mrs. Jackson what you two are on about out there.
And she'd tell you the same thing. I was just getting a few of the rules straight, that's all.
Could have asked one of us.
I suppose.
Besides, if there's one rule Mr. Jackson wouldn't have mentioned.
What's that?
We don't keep secrets from each other in here.
Not even personal ones?
No, there's no point, because someone's going to find out eventually.
Hey, you lot. There's a story in here about Jackie Nolan.
What's it say?
It says, there she is, woman escapee surrenders. Jackie Nolan, who escaped from legal custody 6 years ago, gave herself up to the authorities on the 21st of this month and was duly dealt with by what can only be regarded as a nearsighted and unyielding legal system. In the case of Jackie Nolan, justice was indeed blind, totally blind. This young woman...
see that.
Hey! Some people have got no manners.
Well, what did the rest of it say then?
It said she's been leading a respectable life for 6 years and the judge was a bastard.
Yeah?
Or something like that.
Sounds like someone's got a campaign up to get Jackie released.
Hey, that's great.
Is it?
I think so.
Hey, Lizzie, how come this paper hasn't been scissored?
I snitched it out of the staff room.
Yeah, well, you better get it back there before anyone sees.
What's going on here?
Ah, Miss Bennett. So you're back. We thought you were away. Sick.
And you've all quite finished? As you can see, I am back. And I'm no more inclined to put up with your insolence than I was before. So if any of you have got any smart remarks, I suggest you keep them to yourselves. Do I make myself clear?
We just want to say we're glad to see you back, Miss Bennett.
Thank you, Smith. And you can show your appreciation by getting on with your work. Where did this come from? Answer me, Morris.
I found it, Miss Bennett.
That's a lie.
I took it out of the staff room.
I see. Then you'd better put it back, Birdsworth. Oh, I see that you're back with us, Doreen. Quite the little happy family again, isn't it? Let's keep it that way, girls.
What do you know? Oh, vinegar's gone soft.
I wouldn't count on it.
I just wish people wouldn't interfere, that's all. I just want to do my time, get it over with, and get on with what's left of my life.
But if you can get time off your sentence...
If. There are too many ifs. If we do this or if we do that, then maybe. No. No way. Get on with it, get it over, and get out. That's all I'm interested in now.
Don't you think you're being a bit ungrateful? There are people outside who obviously care about you. I mean, the papers are on site already, and who knows, maybe.
Maybe. There you go again.
Oh, take it easy, Jackie. The kid's only trying to help.
I don't want her help or anyone else's help. So just leave me alone, will you?
What's your problem, Nolan?
Nothing, Miss Bennett.
What are you doing here, Morris?
Nothing, Miss Bennett.
Precisely. What are you supposed to be doing?
Nothing. I was just talking to Jackie.
I see. Reading newspapers. Chattering during working hours, not to mention telling lies. You're getting into some very bad habits, Morris. I suppose you think your special relationship with Mrs. Jackson entitles you to behave in this
That's
manner.
unfair.
Don't you answer me back. I warned you. You can scrub the first floor corridors for that, and the second. Do you also want to do the third? Now report to me after work.
What did I do?
Oh, that is a very good question.
Are you lot deaf or something? I can't hear myself think.
Don't tell me you're still writing that letter to Ellen and Josie.
Well, what have I...
Well, you've been at it for a week.
Well, I just don't seem to be able to get started.
Well, why don't you try Dear Ellen and Josie?
Smart ass.
Anyone seen Tracy Morris?
Oh, come off it, Mrs. Jackson. She won't be finished yet. It'll take her a couple of days at least.
Well, finished what?
Miss Bennett put her on extra duties, and at the rate she's going, poor little love will be scrubbing away for the whole of next week.
Miss Bennett? I see.
Listen, what is it between you two?
Whatever it is, Miss Bennett doesn't like it. I never saw her pick on anyone so fast.
Yeah, she seems to think you're protecting young Tracy.
Are you two talking about?
Well, like Lizzie said, the only reason we can see for the kid copping extra duties has got something to do with you. Tracy's acting as if her lips are sealed. So what's the big secret?
There's no big secret. If Tracy's done something wrong, then she has to be punished.
But she hasn't, has she, girls?
No, she never did anything.
Vera just jumped her, and as far as we can make out, it's got something to do with you.
Yeah, I don't reckon it's fair.
Doreen, Bev, Rita, you come with me.
Now maybe we'll find out what's going on.
Well, come on. We haven't got all day. Especially you, Morris. You've got a job to do before the work bell goes. I suggest you miss breakfast.
Oh, that's all right, Miss Bennett. It's all done.
Both floors? Mm-hmm. I don't believe you. The rest of you get into breakfast. Now listen to me. When I instruct you to do something, you do it.
It is done, Miss Bennett. Clean as a whistle. You ought to go and have a look at it yourself.
What's this got to do with you, Birdsworth?
Nothing. Only I couldn't help on account of me poor old Ticky, you know. Sorry.
I didn't instruct anyone to help.
Yeah, but Mrs. Jackson said we could volunteer.
You haven't heard the last of this, Morris.
Something. How come she didn't bite our heads off?
Probably forgot to put her teeth in this morning.
I hope she doesn't make any trouble for Mrs. Jackson, that's all.
No, of course she won't. She better watch her step with Davo after what happened last time.
Hey, when did you say the wedding was, Tracy?
4 weeks Saturday.
Well, you better do yourself a favour and put in an application for leave if you want to get there.
Can I get leave?
You can apply for it. I reckon you stand a pretty fair chance.
Yeah, and we better start thinking about a wedding present.
You could always give them a pair of government sheets with built-in ventilation.
Then the department will be forced to replace them. And I don't think I could stand the luxury.
Hang on. That's not a bad idea.
What, give them these?
No, not those. Get some cotton or something and make a pair of sheets and some pillowcases to match.
Hey, yeah, and we could embroider something on them, you know, like his and hers.
Or to whom it may concern, or this end up.
Yeah, don't be like that.
Oh, sorry.
The only trouble is where we're going to get the material.
Pinch it from the store. Where else?
This one next.
Miss Bennett catches you reading that, we'll all be scrubbing floors tonight.
Oh, the trick is not to get caught, isn't it? Oh, hello. They're having another go at Jackie.
What are they saying this time?
Looks like they've got a public debate going. Whole swag of letters to the editor. You know, whoever's doing this is stirring up quite a hornet's nest. You can come out in front.
I wish they'd stop interfering. I've made my decision. They should respect that.
Well, I'll tell you what, if someone was putting this effort into me, I'd be shouting it from the rooftop.
Burns, the governor wants to see you.
I'd like to make a phone call, Miss Bennett.
Later.
I'm
Don't
entitled
you
to...
ever put your hands on me again, Nolan.
Oh, come on, Miss Bennett. You've got a problem. You could take her to the phone while you're taking Dora into the governor's office.
And don't you start telling me what to do. Unless, of course, you want to spend some more time in the pound.
What's the problem, Miss Bennett?
There's no problem.
Yes, there is, Mr. Fletcher. Miss Bennett has refused permission for me to make my phone call.
I did not refuse, Nolan. I simply said later.
It's all right, Miss Bennett. I understand. If you haven't got the time to take Nolan to the phone, I'll do it. Come on, Nolan.
Burns, move!
Yours to lay off?
Oh, I don't know. Perhaps not. He thinks he needs me to help him with a business. And then there's all the political intrigue. Oh, maybe it's gone too far already.
Just can't stop the roller coaster, eh? Who's this other group that's campaigning for you?
Oh, them. The PRG trying to get in on the act.
Well, they're a pretty good lot to have on side.
I don't want them on side. I don't want anyone on side.
Oh, okay. Nothing to do with me if you end up in here forever.
Oh, you've been a long time. What you got there?
Oh, it's a book Mrs. Davidson wants me to read.
The Power of Positive Thinking. What's it like?
No, I don't know. I can't see what the bloke's trying to get at.
Oh, look.
You okay, Doreen?
Oh, yeah.
Did Davo say something to upset you?
No, it was just sort of a pep talk, you know. But while I was there, she got a phone call. Sounds to me as though someone's being transferred to Barnhurst.
Who?
I don't know. She couldn't throw me out or anything because it would have looked real funny. But she was being that cagey, I reckon it was one of our mob.
Tracy?
What's wrong, honey?
Apparently I'm being transferred.
Transferred? Where to?
Some place called Barnhurst.
Why?
They don't like relatives in the same prison.
What relatives?
Dad's marrying Mrs. Jackson. I don't understand it. I promised I wouldn't take advantage of her. What does she want to have me transferred for?
Well, honey, maybe it's not up to her.
Well, who's it up to then?
Mrs. Davidson's the boss.
But she knew about Dad and Mrs. Jackson before, and she didn't have me transferred then.
Uh-huh, but they weren't getting married then.
It's not fair. Oh, anyway, it won't be for ages yet.
Yeah, this is all you're doing, isn't it, Vera? You've always had it in for her.
Rubbish. You're just a spoilt brat, Morris. But believe me, I'd rather have you here where I could teach you a thing or two than in some soft spot like Barnhurst.
Barnhurst? Soft?
They were soft enough to let you walk out.
Yeah, sure. They just opened the gates for me.
Don't be smart, or you might find yourself going with Morris.
Then it is me. I am the one being transferred.
I didn't say that.
But that's what you meant, isn't it? Why? I haven't done anything.
All I'm saying is that I can understand why Mrs. Jackson wants you out of the way. You're nothing but an embarrassment to her.
She's lying, honey. You know she's lying.
Look, Mrs. Jackson's a good officer, love. If you can trust anyone, you can trust her.
She's 1 in a million.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, Mrs. Bloody Jackson, what about me? I'm the one being transferred. No one gives a damn.
Let her go, let her calm down. Otherwise, next thing she'll be saying it's all your fault.